Welcome to the Blessed Podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Raquel Tosin, and I'm here to help you experience being blessed that transcends a mere hashtag. I'm a firm believer that being blessed is a mindset and that we have to make a daily decision to be blessed. We just wake up, I'm blessed, okay? If you're ready to be encouraged, enlightened, and entertained, then you are in the right place. I am broadcasting on WYTV7 Christian Broadcasters Network, a nonprofit charitable radio broadcast with the mission to empower, encourage, and educate. If you are enjoying the Blessed Podcast, please go to www.wytv7.org and hit the donate button. You can give us $10. You can give us $20. You can give us $100. Whatever you give, we will be happy because it will further our mission. We are being sponsored this month and every month by Tolson's Publishing, and it's almost Easter. Go get your kids Ren's affirmation. God is good and so am I. This be really good for the Easter basket. Books are always great gifts, guys. Come on. And Easter is all about Jesus and how he was actually murdered because he was telling all of us that we are all God's children, that we are all good. So go ahead and get this book for your children to help them to understand more about the teachings of Jesus Christ. All right, we're in March and we are celebrating women. I love being a woman. I think of that song. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if everybody know that, but that's my song. I love being a woman. Okay, so our guest this week is Roneisha Randall. I have known Roneisha since she was a teenager, but now she is a woman doing big things. And I'm not going to even do a whole lot of introduction. I'm just going to say that we met at Mount Olive AME Church when she was a sassy teenager. And she went to my alma mater and got her degree from Florida A&M University. So welcome, Roneisha, to Blessed.
Yeah. Hello. I'm so excited to be here, especially during the month of March. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so excited. So let me just say this. Your mother is the best. Roneisha's mother, let me tell y'all, if you think of sassy, her mother probably is the definition of sassy. That's why I call her a sassy teenager. But her mom, is the ultimate sassy, just classy, sassy, just put together woman that I have ever met. She is awesome. Is she doing well?
She is. I have to tell her that you gave her such a great compliment, but she's doing well, still sassy.
Still sassy.
Still sassy, yes. Staying healthy and staying well, but yes, she is doing good.
That is awesome. That is awesome. So Roneisha has a new company and it's called Be That LLC. So Roneisha, first tell us what the that, because I think that's so cool, the that of the Be That.
Absolutely. I wanted to create something that was meaningful, but also memorable. And I wanted it to be new and fresh and just really have an impact and an edge to it. Really something that kind of resembled my personality. And I kept asking God for a name because I knew I wanted a name, and he gave me Be That during the pandemic. Actually, it just came to me and I was like, that's it. When I heard it, I knew immediately that was it. And so the B stands by itself. It's just the B. We all are in the process of being something.
Yeah.
So why not be that? And so that is basically an acronym for thrive, for the T, hope for the H, A for affirm, and T for transcend. So we want to make sure that people thrive. We want to make sure that people have hope. We want to make sure that they continue to affirm, and then we want to make sure that they can transcend. And so that's what Be That is all about. And so our focus is youth and women. I'm an educator. I'm a veteran educator. So youth has always been a part of who I am. And then I'm a woman. So I walk that journey on a daily basis. So we focus on youth and we focus on women. And I've just been so excited about this vision that God has given to me and serving youth and helping women. And I'm just excited about it. And so that's Be That. We are in the community. We are networking and just getting to know people and just trying to make an impact while we do it.
I love it, because when I thought of Be That, I I love all of that because first of all, I'm a pusher of hope. That's what's like, I'm a pusher of hope. So I'm anything that has to do with hope. Yes, I'm all in. But when I say Be That, so like how when people say, "Oh, I want to do this," I'm like, well, be that.
Right.
Like,
And and that's the thing. Like, it's
Yeah.
funny because I can have a conversation with my sister and we're talking, and in conversation she might just say, "Yeah," and I was, in Be That, and then I'll be like, "That's right, Be That," and we just laugh. And so yeah, it's like perfect. Yeah.
It really is, because one of the things that like my son and I, we like, especially he really does it. He'll tell people, be well. It's like,
I like
because it's
that.
just like, you just have to be well.
Yes.
It's not about, and then, but that's how we believe, it's like, whatever you want to just be that.
Right.
People say, I want to be a writer. People tell me that all the time because I'm a writer. They say, oh, I want to be a writer. I said, well, be one.
Right.
What's
Absolutely.
just
Whatever it
be
is,
that.
be that. Exactly.
So I say that a lot, it's just be that. Just like
Yes.
even with blessed. I'm like, just be blessed. Like,
Exactly. And that's what I love about Be That. It meets you wherever you are.
Yeah.
It meets you wherever you are. If you feel broken, okay, be that. If you feel like you on this high vibe, okay, well, be that. You feel like you in the middle, hey, be that, because you can do all of those things at any level. It really doesn't matter. And hopefully it would even give people motivation to be better and do better. That's really what it's all about. It's not about, oh, let me just think I'm a bag and a bag of chips and this and that. It's really about overcoming any challenge. It's really about getting to the finish line. It's really about being your best self. It's really about anything that's positive, that takes you to a new level while you progress at becoming a better individual as we navigate through this journey of life. That's really what it's about.
Yeah, I love that. And then it's so funny because when I was reading over some of the stuff that you sent to me, that you work with teens, and then of course the little sassy teen that I remember, I'm like, well, it just makes sense that you're working with sassy teens. And I hope that you remember that you have a heart, that you aren't hard on them, because you, my dear, was sassy. And all your little crew, y'all was so sassy. Ooh. I was so sassy. So I hope that, I love that you are actually working with teens, because I just feel it. And you know what? I probably was a sassy teen too back in the day. I probably was. But I just,
I'm sure.
I'm just saying, I remember you. And
I try to give them a safe space. I'm all about a safe space and building relationships, because I have found that is really the only way to get a positive response. You have to have a relationship with the youth. They have to know that you are consistent. They have to know that you care. And then, a lot of that also transfers to working with adults, feeling like people care, feeling like you're genuine. And then people will tend to be a little more authentic with you and let down those walls. And then you're really able to help them. So.
For sure. Oh my God. I was just thinking, my mama is probably just smiling down from heaven, because
I love oh my goodness. She had the sweetest spirit, and she was my Sunday school teacher, you guys. And she taught Sunday school for years, and we used to have a great time talking about the Bible and just the word, and she would just allow us.
80% of women will develop a pelvic health condition at some point in their lives. There is relief. There is hope. The Pelvic Floor Store, your resource for personal health.
Sorry about that technical difficulty. We are back with Roneisha. So Roneisha, tell me this. What really motivated you to create Be That? And even to help to, 14 girls. What prompted that?
Absolutely. So for me, it definitely is personal. I have, experienced different things that have just impacted me in such a large way. So at 16, I lost my father. And so I went from a 2-parent home to now my mother's a single mother, just really trying to figure life out. And so I just remember being that age, and I remember what it was like to have the support of people who care. And so I want Be That to serve as a vehicle, you know, that cares and that supports youth. And so that was one of the things that impacted me. And of course, as we live life, other things happen as well, you know. So then I got through that. I'm like, okay. And then, you know, here comes another obstacle, because life is full of obstacles. We can't, you know, there's no way that we can avoid them, right? But we can definitely get through them. And so that's what it's all about for me. And so, you know, I went through you know, I was married and I'm divorced. I lost a grandmother who was definitely very special to me, who I was very close with. I was like a caregiver for her. So just all those different experiences reminded me how important that support is, and what it played, the part it played in my life, you know, just being able to keep me sane, you know, and get used to life being different, because when you're used to life being a certain way and having certain people in it, and then those dynamics change, it impacts you. And so you have to be able to deal with it and remain balanced and sane. And so just having the support around me, having positive affirmations, having people who encouraged me, having people who supported me, having people who were non-judgmental, but were just there to support, that really played a big part in my life. And so I definitely want to Be That, to have that same sentiment, to have that same care and that same passion. And so that's definitely what we're trying to do.
Okay, you know what, you sent over your bio, and in your bio, this stuck out to me, that you want to teach youth and adults to reach beyond mediocrity. That really stood out for me.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are complacent, being mediocre, or and even if you don't use that word, let's say they get in a comfort zone,
right,
and they stay there, and they don't realize that most of the blessings that they seek are outside of their comfort zone.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, I was terrified to start Be That. Absolutely. I mean, this is something that's been in my heart since 2016. It didn't have a name at the time, but I knew I wanted to birth something like this. And I said, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. It's okay. I'll just continue to do what I'm doing. I'll just, you know, work in the school system. I'll impact youth that way. I'll work in my church. I'll impact the community, you know. And God just kept bringing it up. Like, when you gonna do what I asked you to do, right? And I'm like, okay, all right. But I tell you, once I put one foot forward, I promise you that the universe has done the rest. I mean, the abundance of support and love that I have received from launching Be That has been amazing. I really didn't know what to expect, but I'm so grateful for the outpour of support that we've received. And I think about, wow, look how long it took me to just take a leap of faith. Look how long it took me to actually do what I had been wanting to be doing. And I was like, man, I should have done this a long time ago, you know, but we get, like you said, we get so complacent and we play it safe. You know, it was safe because this is an uncharted journey for me. So I don't know what to expect. I don't know what's next. And we get so complacent because we're used to knowing what's going to happen. We like control. And when we step out on faith, a lot of times we don't have control because we're in an unfamiliar territory. So it has just been amazing. And I'm just learning along the way. And I'm grateful for all the opportunities that continue to open up for me.
That's funny you said control. It made me think, I forgot where I heard it from. I'm sure it was in church somewhere. But it's like, you know, a lot of people, when they put in the GPS, and because I'm one of these people. So when I say people, I'm talking
right.
Put in the GPS, right? But instead of just like listening for the turn here, how many of us have to go and look at the whole route before we start off, because we want to kind of know up front what all the different turns we have to make.
Right.
Okay, right. So that happens. So you
I
put
do
it
the
in,
same thing.
you
I do the same
already
thing.
know. So now you know and you get it. And then but have you noticed that it'll switch up on you?
Mm-hmm.
It'll tell you to go away to be like, well, wait a minute. When I looked at it, but the reason why it reroutes, because if you have it where it's like, it'll know the traffic. So it knows that there's a traffic problem on the route the original route,
Right.
and it'll reroute you to another place. You're going to get to the same place, but those reroutes throw me. I don't know about other people, but they throw me.
Right.
I'm
Right.
like,
Right.
yeah, this ain't what I
Right. Like I
signed
don't
up for. I
where
signed up for
am
this
I? Where
route.
am I? What is this? Right.
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 And have you ever, maybe it's just me, but have you ever like, I ain't doing what you say. I'm gonna go the way I know.
Uh-huh.
The way I
Uh-huh.
looked at, and
Yes.
in the traffic, then you be like, dog,
Yeah.
that's
I should, you know what? I probably should have followed what it said. Right. Absolutely. I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
and
Definitely.
that's the whole control. And I would like anybody out there listening, this really is a way for you to test that. If
Right.
go somewhere that you're not familiar with, or go somewhere you are familiar with it. Put it in the GPS and then don't look at it and just follow the GPS. How hard is it? How hard
Right.
is it for you to do it?
Right, exactly. And I think the amazing thing about going a route that you're not familiar with is that you end up having all these interactions, and you're doing things that you probably never imagined you would even do because you never thought about taking that route. Right. And so it's like we limit ourselves. And
Yes.
so, with this Be That journey, I have just learned to not limit myself and to just leave the door open for the possibilities, because a lot of times, we have in our minds what something is supposed to look like, right? What that's supposed to look like. And sometimes that's just not how it's supposed to look. It's supposed to look completely different, but we have to be open to receive that so that we're able to manifest those blessings.
Yeah, I just posted because today, even though this is going to be we're going to air this after St. Patrick's Day, but today is St. Patrick's Day. That's why I have on my green.
I see.
Yes, and people like, you're not Irish. I am 10% Irish. So there, these green eyes are, okay. So there, but I posted, that because most people think of like St. Patrick's Day, Irish, you think about being lucky.
Right.
The luck of the Irish just being lucky, right? The
Mhm.
rainbow, the pot of the gold, and I was just like, luck is the same with being blessed. You
Absolutely.
lucky, if you think you lucky, you are lucky. If you think you unlucky, you are unlucky. It's like you lucky, be that.
Right. That's right. That's right. It's a mindset. Yeah. It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. But
it's
then
a mindset.
The other thing is though, lucky people that feel like they're lucky, they go after stuff. They actually take action. So a person, and I'll use the lottery. I know some of y'all church folk think the lottery is the devil, but I'm gonna use the lottery anyway. Okay, the people that win the lottery, right? Most of those people, because I watched the lottery homes, the lottery dream home on HGTV, one of my favorite shows, right? Okay, a lot of those people that win, especially because most of them win in scratch offs and stuff, but they feel lucky. And they'll say, oh, I just felt lucky and I went and got that ticket.
Right.
But think about it. They felt lucky, then they went and got the ticket. So it wasn't just they felt lucky. They actually had to take an action. They actually had to go and buy the ticket. Now, you got some people that spending hundreds of dollars every week. But guess what? Some of them don't even feel lucky. I have met people that buy lottery tickets, but they never think that they can win.
Mm-hmm. And they probably actually say it, I'm going to go and buy this ticket, but I'm probably not going to win. Right.
And guess what? 9 times out of 10, they're not going to win.
Right.
There's no feeling, there's no belief in it. They just spending the money, which is kind of crazy to me. But then I have the people that feel like, oh my gosh, I really want to win the lottery, but they don't want to buy the ticket because they really don't feel lucky.
Right.
Right. Huh? Anyway, I know it's like, y'all probably like, why are we talking about? The reason why I say that, because it really all go hand in hand. And because it's, because today is a day that people think about luck. I just want to say, like, if you want to be lucky, be that.
Absolutely.
Be lucky. Just start saying, I'm a lucky person. and watch how things unfold. My son used to do that all the time. And we would go to events and he would get chosen. But you know why he got chosen? Because he really believed that he was lucky. He believed that he felt like if I raise my hand, I'm gonna get picked. You know, some people raise their hand, oh, pick me,
That's
pick
right.
me, but they don't feel like they're gonna get picked.
Right.
My
Right.
son raised his hand thinking that he was gonna pick. Now he didn't get picked every time, but that didn't change that he thought that if I raise my hand, they gonna pick me. He got
Right.
to do so many things.
And it's because it comes with a certain energy. People can feel your energy. So if you walk into a room and your mindset is, I can do this, or I am this, or I'm going to be that, then people feel that energy and they're like, you know what? Yeah, she can do this. And I want her to do it, you know?
Right.
And so you know, you have to believe in yourself. It just goes back to, you have to believe in yourself before others can believe in you. And it's really just that simple. And if you give yourself that grace and believe in yourself and take that leap of faith, take that risk, you never know what opportunities lie on the other side of risk, but you have to take it.
You got to take the risk. Let me say, you said something else too that stuck with me. I was like, okay. You said you simply desire to replace fear with confidence when people meet you. Fear, that's huge.
Yeah.
So let's talk about fear for a minute. We got about 10 minutes. Let's talk
Absolutely.
about fear for a minute.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
So tell me what the fear, because you obviously, for you to say you want to replace fear with confidence, that means you are familiar with fear.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, you know, growing up in church, you know, my mother, I grew up in the church. You had to go to church. It just didn't matter. Sunday morning, you getting ready, you getting dressed. Okay, we're going to church. And so when you grow up in the church and you're used to, you know, you're raised with certain values, certain morals and standards. And, you know, there were times when I felt like I didn't look like that. You know, that's not what I represented for, you know, for whatever reason, you know, whether it be because of relationships or whatever the case, you know, and I had a tendency to think less of myself, to be quite honest. I mean, because let's be real, it happens. It's a real thing. And so I really had to come to grips with that. And see, that's where that support comes from, and that positive reinforcement. You have to have, you know, you have to be restored, because when you experience different things in life, it can deplete certain parts of who you are. And so you have to be restored. And so, you know, for me, you know, that's one of the reasons why I just launched Be That, because I had to get past, you know, what will people think? What will people say? You know, I had to get past all of those things, because the truth of the matter is, people going to say what they're going to say regardless.
Okay, say it loud for the people in the back.
You know, so you might as well do what it is that you want to do. You know, why not do what it is that you know you're called to do? You know your purpose, because they're going to talk regardless. Right.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
So what you just said, it was a mouthful, because church has a way. Let me make sure I say this correctly, not to get too many, you know, hate mail, but church has a way sometimes of making people feel like they are less than, because, you know, it's like, if you aren't doing all these things right, and let's just be clear, none of us are getting everything right. Correct. So if church is taught a certain way, or people talk about certain things in a certain way, you will feel less than, you will feel unworthy.
Right.
Not I mean, like, unworthy to pray and ask God for things, unworthy to lead things, I feel so unworthy. You know, you talked about having a divorce. You know, I had a baby out of wedlock. And not only did I feel unworthy, that one of the churches I went to, not that one, but another church, to made me feel like, yeah, you can't be in charge of nothing.
Wow.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. But God ain't like that. And I'm so glad that I was able to, you know, get free from the church thought.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And really have a real true relationship with God, and understand that He is not the way that God works is not the way that a lot of the people at the church. things.
Exactly. And we have to get to know him on an intimate level. And that's when you're able to surpass all of the he say, she say, judgmental. That's when you get past that point when you have that intimate relationship with God. Because the thing is, you can do all of those things. And guess what? God still chooses you.
Yes. That's what we was like, because all this week people have been talking about Kirk Franklin and all this stuff. And
Right.
yes, he's in counseling, their family is in counseling, and as they should be. But
Right.
To make it feel like for people to say that he's not a good Christian because he was cussing, or even the stuff that he was saying, like he was saying he was going to be violent with his son, that don't make him less of a lover of God or
No,
even
it doesn't.
of the teachings of Christ. It doesn't
It
make
does not.
less than that. He's still, God is still going to use him. God is still going to give music through him. All of this.
That's
stuff.
right. Because guess what? It's somebody who didn't know who Kirk Franklin was, who now knows who he is.
And they went
and
they started listening to his music.
That's right.
Somebody they found God because
That's right.
they
That's right. So
Googling
even
Kirk
in
Franklin.
the midst of what looks like chaos, Kirk Franklin is still being used.
Girl, you better say it. We look, the time is going by so fast. It's like 5 minutes.
Goodness.
Let's just real quick tell me, what impact do you hope to achieve? And then tell everybody where they can find you.
Absolutely. So the impact that I hope to achieve would be that is to continue to help youth and women thrive, hope, affirm, and transcend. And whatever that looks like, because that looks different for everybody. But it doesn't matter what it looks like, because Be That still wants to help you do that. So if it's to help you become a better student, if it's to help you become a better woman, and whatever that encompasses, that is what I hope to do. And that is the impact that I hope to leave. I am on social media platforms. I am on Instagram under the number 1 BE_that. I am also on Facebook under Roneisha Randall, Be That. And you can email me if you would like to get in contact with me at info@bethat.net.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, congratulations on your big step, jumping out of your comfort zone.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations and good luck. And I know that you are going to do some awesome things. And the one thing I do want to say for anybody out there that, we have to, this was something that was sent to me recently by Spirit. It's like, we have to really define success for ourselves. That success is not about making a lot of money. Success is not necessarily having 10 million followers. Success is not necessarily being the go-to speaker for this thing.
Right.
Success really, especially when you are a child of God, when God tells you to do something, success is reaching the people or even the person that God told you to do that for. God may tell somebody out there to write a book, and it's only one person that's supposed to read that book. Now, other people might read it, but it's only one person that God put that in your spirit for that one person to read it, because that's going to change their lives. So once we think of it like that, we can honestly say that I'm doing this because this is ministry.
Absolutely, it is.
And
it absolutely is.
Getting paid does not necessarily negate the ministry. Because, ministries actually get paid. I'm just saying. But so we just have to understand that. Stop thinking that you got to be the next this person, or you got to be as big as this person.
Right.
You got to do what God put in your heart to do, because God gave that to you, because he got somebody out there that need it.
That's it.
So thank you for being that, Roneisha.
And thank you for having me. It has been awesome. Thank you so much. And I wish you continued success as well.
Thank you so much. And for everybody out there, already know that what God has done for others, he will do the same thing for you. Listen, whatever you want to do, whoever you want to be that.
Be that.
Be that. Until next week, be blessed.